Big debates developing in Albuquerque. Should a terminally ill person have the right to choose to die? That's the crux of a case that'll head to court today.
Yeah, that's right. The issue is whether doctors can prescribe those patients medication that can help end their life. We have our News 13 Samantha McDonald, who is live at the courthouse off of Lomas with a preview. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, currently it is a felony to help someone end their life in New Mexico, but we could become the third state in the nation to allow legal aid in dying. This lawsuit comes to New Mexico courts for the first time. A 49-year-old Santa Fe woman with advanced uterine cancer and 2 doctors will be taking this case. The case will be argued by the ACLU of New Mexico along with an organization called Compassion and Choices. It's happening in front of District Court Judge Nan Nash. Albuquerque-based oncologist Dr. Catherine Morris says writing a prescription for mentally competent terminally ill patients is not suicide and should be legal. Plaintiff Aja Riggs says she wants to have the option of dying if her cancer becomes unbearable.
I have a good life and I want to keep living. But if the cancer is going to kill me, I want the peace of mind of knowing that I have some choice at the very end.
The trial is expected to last 2 days, and we should know a decision soon after that. Back to you.
All right, Sam, thank you for that. We'll, of course, keep you posted on the trial right here on KRQE News 13.
5:33, it is the biggest wrongful death lawsuit in Mexico's history. A family just awarded $80 million for a deadly crash where a woman was buried alive. Back in 2002, Laura Miera here was driving when a dump truck tipped over, dumping sand on her car and slowly suffocating her. Miera sued the truck driver, who was hired despite a history of DWIs and the trucking and gravel companies he worked for, Quintana Enterprises and Albuquerque Ready Mix, claiming the truck also had bad brakes. And the judge just ruled with the Mieras.
Her mother was being consumed by the sand, and with a witness, a counselor from the school, holding her hand, praying with her while she was asking for help.
That was the plaintiff's attorney there speaking about what happened to Miera's daughter. The companies that lost the suit plan to appeal the verdict again, totaling $80 million.
An Albuquerque police officer who was fired after being caught on tape beating a suspect is fighting for his state certification. Officials say Robert Woollever is seen here with his former APD partner, John Doyle, in 2011. Investigators say the two were repeatedly kicking a suspect who they say was trying to steal a car. Woollever's law enforcement certification was revoked in August, but yesterday his attorney said the process has been unfair and says the former cop's new job in Texas won't allow him to attend a hearing on the matter.
8 hours on the phone there is still 8 hours here. It's still I'm missing work and I might possibly lose my job.
Woollever requested a new hearing. We'll keep you posted on whether he gets that. He is also appealing his firing from APD. And a state police officer who was recently fired after shooting at a minivan full of kids is now getting online support. Elias Montoya is the officer seen here firing 3 shots at the van. Officials say the driver, Oriana Farrell, had taken off from a traffic stop in Taos for a second time. Her 14-year-old son is seen charging at one point at another state police officer at the scene. Well, now a Facebook page has surfaced supporting the now former officer who shot at the vehicle. It has more than 5,000 likes. Supporters want him to be rehired. Montoya, by the way, is appealing his firing.
It has been a long battle back to health for a Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputy who was hurt in the line of duty. She now faces another battle to keep her retirement benefits. Deputy Robin Hopkins here was shot back in October. The bullet cut through an artery in her leg and shattered a bone.
The time that she's off in recovery becomes dead time to her retirement time, which means that she, when she is able to come back, she's got to put in that additional time.
Sheriff Dan Houston and other leaders from the county, the city of Albuquerque, and the state say risking lives for the public should be rewarded and not punished. So now the county is talking about picking up the retirement tab for emergency workers hurt during extraordinary circumstances, such as a chase and a shooting. Albuquerque's leaders and state legislators say they also want to work on a similar plan. Well, Governor Susana Martinez is ordering flags to be flown at half-staff all across the state tomorrow. It's in honor of Sandoval County Sheriff Sergeant Robert Barron. He was hit by a skidding car on I-25 last week during the snowstorm and died the next day. Sergeant Barron's memorial and funeral are tomorrow morning. The service starts at 10 at the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho.
And we have an important recall to tell you about. Rats apparently are part of the reason behind a meat recall in New Mexico and 4 other states. Yonk's Special Meats in Colorado is recalling 90,000 pounds of beef and poultry because of unsanitary conditions, including rats in their production area. There's a long list of specific items being recalled, including Colorado's Best Beef, James Ranch, and John Long Farms. You can see the full list on our website, KRQE.com.
Man, sure want some beef sausage. for
Oh,
breakfast.
sorry, I know. Put down your coffee, your breakfast for a side, but you need to know.